So guys, welcome to another gardening video on my channel. My name is Spoopado. Guys, you see me guys, don't ever for a minute, not even for a second, not even for milliseconds, think that I don't miss you guys. I miss you all so much, and I'm happy that I'm back creating content. It's spring, the sun is out, the birds are chirping. Listen. Guys, so today's video now I missed you guys. So today's video is going to be about preparing the soil for spring and summer. Right now I think we are in spring, and I'll tell you why I think we are in spring at the moment. So it's the perfect time to now prepare for spring. In winter, I usually always just prepare the garden by putting a mulch on top of the soil, just so that throughout winter it's protected and it's warm, and also the leaves also then create another layer of good soil, if that makes any sense. Basically the leaves will decompose onto the soil, and it will create its own soil and enrich the soil that's already there. So yeah, let me show you all these leaves. You can see all these leaves. I prepared them all during winter. I just laid them all on throughout winter, and these would be from falling trees. And as you can see, maybe in some areas, like let's say this one, in this one I just put like all our old food scraps and stuff, because I didn't have enough leaves, even in this one as well. So I bought compost. So I'm gonna use some compost to put it on top of this one, and also this one as well, because I didn't put enough leaves. So I really like preparing the soil in winter, because it keeps the soil warm, and it adds, and with the method that I use of using the leaves, I feel like it's keeping, or let me say, it's putting back the nutrients that I already had in spring back into the soil with the leaves. I really like that method. So I think right now, even now, it would be a perfect time to start putting on the leaves and things, because putting on the leaves, and maybe even compost, any mulch that you have, because now it's still a bit, I think only like a few vegetables that you can grow now in spring, but I know that it's spring right now and it's a good time to plant. Is we have some potatoes growing. The potatoes are starting to grow already. There's a bunch there, there's a bunch here, there's one, no, online, there's one over here. Yeah, so for me, that's how I would gauge when is the perfect time to grow to start growing the spring crops, because the potatoes, they pop up quickly, and now I know that okay, it's springtime, it's getting hot. I know now I need to start planting my spring crops. So in another video as well, we're gonna do that. We're gonna show you all of the spring crops that you can grow right now. And yeah, so now let's prepare the bed. Yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you missed me. You better have I hope you guys enjoy the video. Do the things. Let's go. I know some of you might ask what compost I use. I'm using this compost for the first time, so we'll learn together. But it's called bark compost. Yeah, and I bought it at my my local nursery. Yeah guys, so as you saw in this one, when I was in this patch, when I was putting the soil on, you might have seen that I left the weeds, and I just covered up the leaves in the garden. So this I was watching this other video, and they were talking about how weeds, if you have weeds in your garden, it's basically telling you, those weeds are basically telling you what's deficient in your garden. So don't look at it as an annoying thing, which it always is, but it should be a signal to you that the soil is deficient in a certain product that weed itself can do. So what I always do is just cover it, and then all the nutrients that weed gathers will then, when I have covered it, it's going to die, and it's going to then decompose onto the ground. So what I would always say is that don't take your weeds out, don't pluck them out, and if you do that, just lay it on top of the ground, because those weeds are basically, there are more nutrients to your garden, you know. So yeah, so if you got confused about that, that's why. In that one, I know you noticed the cardboard. So the cardboard also, it will deteriorate and also add nutrients to the garden, and it will also stop some of the weeds from popping up. Guys, yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that little montages. So yeah, I'm just gonna explain what I did. So basically, for the most part, all I did was put the compost on top of the soil. I was even having this conversation with someone at the nursery, where he was saying that I should work in the compost with the soil. And for me personally, I know you guys know that I'm more of I like to emulate or copy nature. And in nature, no one is tilling the ground and incorporating the compost and the soil. So most of the time in nature, things fall on top and they get integrated through that way. So for me personally, I enjoy that method rather, and it's a lot easier in my opinion than now getting into the soil and tilling. So what I would say is that always just put layers. In that way, you are building the soil and not kind of destroying the top layer and integrating other things in that. The other thing I told you about the weeds, the weeds, I would not take them out. I would also just cover them with the compost or the mulch. And then another thing is the amount that you should put onto the soil. So for me, it just goes by what I see, but I would say that cover it enough to the point where you don't see the soil that was formed before, or the plants that were formed before. So I would say maybe, I don't know, like, let me show you this one. I like this one. So I would probably say about that deep is fine, you know. And I'm not sure how much that is in inches, millimeters, centimeters. It's probably, yeah, I would actually say the size of your foot. Let me not say the size of your foot, the size of your shoe, from the sole to where it reaches your ankle. That's how much you should be basically putting. You can obviously put more. I think the more the merrier, really. But the more the merrier. I think the only problem would be if you have other plants there already planted. Don't put them too deep, because then you'll kill those plants. But the weeds and stuff, I would say from your sole of your shoe to the, let me even show you the shoes. So from the sole, let me say just a regular indication, from here to here, that should be how deep It is, guys. And also, don't look at my drip. This is not my drip. These are my gardening shoes. Don't look at the drip, okay? Yeah. So I would estimate that much, but I would say that at least cover significantly where the weeds won't stop popping up and stuff like that. And then after doing this, you water the garden so that all the nutrients and all the compost seeps into the soil. Yeah, guys, so that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it was helpful. I hope you got something out of it. So guys, also be on the lookout for another video that I'm going to be posting on Tuesday. I'm going to probably post it around 6 p.m. South Africa time, so CAT I think, or CET, don't know which one to say, South African time, but I'm going to post that as well. And yeah, that's going to be about which seeds to plant in spring, or which vegetables to plant in spring. And yeah, guys, so I hope you found this video very helpful. I love you guys all. Love, peace, and grow something.